well, the EU system on full display in Italy, where of course you've got the Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni under significant pressure after her government's recent defeat over judicial reform in Italy. What we do know though is that in Italy right now, immigration, a massive, massive issue, and Meloni's government under pressure, making a whole series of changes, proposed changes, clearly responding to the concerns of Italians. Now, one of the features of the EU system now is that you do have elected premiers like Giorgia Meloni essentially having to battle to implement the sort of policies they want to see. And we saw this repeatedly when it came to this plan for offshore processing of people trying to claim asylum in Italy, offshore processing in Albania. 3 times, effectively, the government in Italy was stopped from doing this. They were, of course, condemned by the opposition. So you've got this situation now where a top EU court advisor has essentially said, oh no, actually, this isn't against EU law, a legal opinion here that isn't binding. But the Meloni government may see this as something of a win, but just look at the reality here. They were expecting around 3,000 applications per month to be able to get processed in Albania. In fact, there's only 90 people there at the moment. And you can see there in this opinion that EU law, which is, of course, overrides everything within the European Union, that the Italian plan apparently wouldn't fall foul of this. Now, Meloni responding, but pointing out here, you know, she's the elected leader and she's saying 2 years have been lost because of forced and unfounded judicial interpretations, talking about moving forward to tackle illegal immigration. But this really does show you, I think, this sort of EU-style democracy here, where an EU court is going to rule on whether the scheme complies with EU law. That now essentially is going to determine whether this Italian policy is allowed to go ahead or not. And it all comes back now of whether or not what they want to do complies with EU law or not. An interesting interpretation of democracy there, but please do let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments below. Please do whack this video a quick thumbs up, and of course, as ever, cheers for watching.